3, 2, 1.
You know what I feel like doing?
What is that?
Oh, wow. Very, very delicate there. But I feel like kicking back, relaxing, and getting comfy. Welcome to the Get Comfy Game Break. I'm your host, Kalo, as always, here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, and I'm joined by my co-host.
What's going on? It's your boy, Little Shit Stain, as always.
And as always, we are here to say thank you. Here to give thanks for anybody and everybody who likes and shares this podcast with anybody and everybody you know.
Especially the mothers.
Especially thy mothers. Now, we pride ourselves on delivering the most hard-hitting information in the gaming world. It's just a thing, you know? A little feather in our cap. Yeah, exactly. We do what we can. And, you know, I'm trying to find a way to transition this, but thoughts just keep leaking out of my head. I'm glad you brought up leaks, because we got some fresh leaks for you coming out of the Nintendo Switch camp. And we are here today to talk about a Nintendo Switch Pro that could be on the horizon. Now, rumors started speculating around pre-E3, like a couple weeks before. Everyone was saying, oh, you know, it's going to happen. E3, Nintendo's going to just come out here and say, boom, we got a Switch Pro. E3 has passed. Nintendo Switch had their Direct, and no Nintendo Switch Pro. Sad. SMH, as the kids would say.
SMH.
So leaks did start coming out that Nintendo planned to release this console around September or October, right before the holiday season. And when it comes to Nintendo and, of course, their Pro models or their upgraded models, they are no stranger to this. I just look at the DS, DS Lite, 2DS, 3DS, and all the other Game Boys and such. I mean, there's so much upgrades. But I'm glad they put the effort in, you know? They don't just release the console and just say, yo, take it. Just, that's it.
Give your money now.
Run your pockets. Pretty much. But you will be running your pockets for this Nintendo Switch, apparently, because the price is going to be higher than the classic $300 for the basic Switch. Wow. And, you know, potentially look at a $400 price tag. For that, I don't know. Like, if you were one of those early adopters of the Switch and you had it day one and you were just out here vibing with your Switch, this would be a notable upgrade. But if you're one of those people who just got a Switch or a Switch Lite in the pandemic, I don't know if you should really make this upgrade.
True. I would say not at first, because of course I even said it with the Xbox, with the PlayStation, all that. It's gonna have bugs. It's gonna be a little fucked at first. So I'd say wait for all that shit to get figured out, and you know, I think I saw a video on it about they were talking about there's like a new stand. The controllers are supposed to connect better and shit like that.
They better fix that stand, because every time I try to use it on my Switch, I think I'm going to break it.
Yeah, that thing, that couldn't even hold our phones. Like, I don't know how they said, yeah, just throw that shit on. Like, it's just so bad. But if they, you know, I think they're adding a bunch of stuff to it. It's gonna cause some problems, especially with like a software transition. I would say wait. If anything, if you can't wait, and you got the jitters and shit, just buy the what is it, the Switch Lite, I think it is, the smaller one that the controllers don't come out and shit. Just buy that thing. It's like a fucking Game Boy, but Switch level.
Yeah, they switched it up on you there.
Yeah.
But rumors are also pointing that the Switch Pro will have a 7-inch OLED display panel and will put out 4K graphics when docked onto your TV. Ooh. So you can look at Mario and Zelda and all their glory in 4K. But like you said, I would assume they upgrade the Joy-Cons and the battery life, because if you play Breath of the Wild or anything that requires a lot of battery power, you're cooking that thing in like 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I heard the game. Have you ever played LA Noire?
I have not.
It's like a detective game from Rockstar. Like, it's a very in-depth, like, you got to read people's faces, like jot down notes. Like, it's intense. Apparently that game is on the Switch, and it takes, like, that is the game that drains your battery the fastest compared to like Breath of the Wild. But I would definitely want a bigger screen, improved Joy-Cons. That stand, please fix the stand.
Yeah.
Like, I got the Switch, and I'm like, oh, like, it can't be that bad. It's just a thin piece of plastic, and it doesn't have any other support. And it's just on one side.
Exactly. It just I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. You know?
It's
Yeah.
just on one side. That's what annoys me the most. It's
Yeah.
like, this
They
thing
were-
is a rectangle.
Yeah. They were like, yo, let's just use this corn dog popsicle and put it on the back of this $300 console.
Right? Oh, and then you also had the problem of every time you put your Switch into the dock, you could scratch your display. Can we get an improvement on that potentially?
Actually, you know what? I didn't even think about that, which doesn't make sense because my screen on my Switch is fucked up. Like that thing, it looks like, honestly, it looks like I gave it to my cat and he just said, fuck it. You know, it's all messed up.
I got a screen protector day one because the person at GameStop was like, you're gonna want to put this on your console. And I got my Switch at least a year or two into the life cycle. So there is that. But I also, like, I have my Switch in my hand. I'm looking at the screen and there is so much real estate on either side, like vertically, horizontally. Like, a bigger screen is a must have. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you can't drop this console and just be like, yeah, the screen size is just fine. We're just going to improve like how good it looks and all that stuff. Like, no, like,
Oh no, me playing, like I'll be playing what I've been playing Xenoverse 2, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on that thing. I have that thing on my fucking glasses, like it just in order to see like where the characters are going and shit. One, you know, quality is sometimes shit, and two, it's just that screen. It's like the iPhone screen. It's not, you know, as much as it works. You know, I can see what I need to. It's not one of those things where like you can relax your eyes. You need to be focused in on this thing.
really, you really do. And looking at the Switch and everything, can we please find a more efficient way to price Joy-Cons? Those
Yes.
things are like $70-$60 a piece.
And they broke for no reason. Like I'm very sure that there was like a 6 month in like area where I didn't touch my Switch at all. And before that, my Joy-Cons were working fantastic. Not a fucking problem. As soon as I picked it up, my left Joy-Con kept sticking to the up position. My right Joy-Con is making me look to the right, and I'm not even touching them.
Joy-Con drift, you gotta love it.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. And then I went to go on Amazon. Now, on Amazon, these fucking things are like $75.
And it's just a different color. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like it's an additional, like, you get back buttons or whatever, like on the back of the consoles,
Yeah.
like you can
But
use them
even
as
for-
triggers.
Even for the original colors too.
Yep.
Even like the crimson and teal, whatever the fuck it was. Even those are still $75. Like, there's no way. There's no
Yeah.
fucking way.
But I'm looking back on these rumors of a September, October release date. Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out. Pokemon Legends Arceus is coming out. And I'm like, they're definitely going to just drop a Nintendo Direct over the summer, potentially August, and then be like, all right, Switch Pro coming out this holiday and or like next month. Pre-orders are now live. Now, is it smart to release it so soon with all of this, like parts are out of stock for certain consoles, and like here's the Switch during the pandemic that rose to fame like
Yeah.
because of Animal Crossing? Would you want to ruin like your bad reputation with the people, or like hold out the release for a couple months, build up your stock, and then release it? Like-
Yeah, with everything that is going on, Xbox is in a complete shortage. They don't even have fucking controllers for sale. I don't understand. I went. Did I tell you about this?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I don't fucking understand how you don't have controllers. Like the thing that you should probably be mass producing more than Xboxes, because you get shit on in a game. You're not throwing the console unless you're a real fucking Kyle. You're throwing the controller. That's the first thing to leave your hand. For you
Imagine
not-
picking up like a Switch or like even the Series X.
Mhm.
Shoot, at this point, the PlayStation 5, how big that thing is.
Yeah,
You're going right through the house.
yeah, exactly. You're going through the wall. It's sticking, and it's gonna be a fucking ornament. Like, I don't understand how consoles. Maybe that's something you're not gonna make. You're not gonna make 3 billion consoles to just sell maybe not even 1 billion. Like, I understand that, but controllers, those are on top of them not knowing how to fucking make one, because even the Xbox controllers has the drift.
Yeah.
Like, that people throw them. There's literally pages of people throwing their controllers, and I figured that would be like their number one best sellers.
You should make, or like Xbox should make a Nerf division for the Xbox controllers, or like any game company.
Yeah,
Make it out of
you
styrofoam or something.
Yeah, you remember the DS cases?
Yep.
Yeah,
Those giant ones.
exactly, man. They just fucking bounce off the wall back to your head.
It's like, stupid. This is what you get for throwing your controller.
Word.
So for me, and also I was just thinking about this whenever you were talking about controllers, this Switch Pro better have more storage. A terabyte at least.
Yes, definitely. To this day, I haven't bought a fucking SD card for my Switch. I just won't do it, just because I don't feel like I should.
It's justifiable because it's like that Switch had what, maybe 500 gigs on it, I think, to start. I'm not sure. I know it was low. That is why everyone was like, you got to get and it's like a micro SD card. It's like, what is this, a GoPro?
Word.
Yeah. So increase storage too, please. Like, also too, if they really want to get fancy and you want me to buy a Nintendo Switch Pro, drop like heritage models of like old like Game Boy colors, like that purple or that green, or like N64 or like that purple GameCube color.
Mm-hmm.
Like, make it fun. Like,
No, I want to bring back the fucking see-through controllers, man.
oh, please.
You have to. I honestly, I was on Amazon. I was searching around, and they have the casing.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah, and I was ready to buy it, but then I was like, man, I gotta buy a new fucking screwdriver. I gotta.
You got to take like that whole thing apart, and like apparently, if you screw up like this little tab on the back, your Joy-Con's done.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that unless it's done by a professional.
Yeah, like that see-through stuff. I don't know why Nintendo is just like not doing it still. It's like it's so cool.
It was childhood. That was literally every single GameCube controller that I picked up was one of the see-throughs. It was either the purple, that fucking lime green.
Yep.
I think they even had a yellow one.
A yellow, or I think it was orange.
Yeah, yellow or orange. And I've only seen one red see-through in my life.
Jeez.
That the red one to this day is dear to my heart, because I don't know, favorite color is red. Makes sense.
Hey, it works. But like, I'm looking at also these Switch like game cartridges. All right, did you hear the rumor on these things? Or it's not a rumor, like it's a fact.
I don't know which one.
The one about like how they prevent people from eating them.
Yes.
Like, I always thought that was like BS because I'm like, are they really gonna put like this coating? And then one day I was just bored, I guess. And dude, that thing tastes nasty. I'm not out here popping the Switch cartridges in my mouth, but like, I just was like, what's that part where Squidward eats the Krabby Patty and you see the close up of his teeth?
Yeah.
Like that was me trying to lick this thing. Oh, it tasted nasty. So yeah, word of advice: do not eat or lick your Switch cartridges. That's all I'm saying.
I haven't tried it, but I did hear about that, and it makes sense. You got these stupid ass kids out here that think everything is candy.
The Tide Pod Switch Challenge.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I also-
probably why they did it.
Yeah, that's definitely why. It was something about like children getting their hands on it, like babies. It's small enough. Like those things are really tiny, those little cartridges. But I'm looking also too at the Switch. Can we get an improved dock too, potentially? Like different types of docks?
Yeah.
Because you can buy third-party ones and they'll brick your console.
You know what's funny about it? I'm sitting at my desk right now. I have 2 docks.
Two?
Yes, I have 2. And the reason is the one that came with my Switch, I thought that I lost, right? Apparently it was just in the bottom of my drawer. I was just too stupid to look. And while we were at WCC, our friend, the mystery man,
Mystery
handed me a dock and said, "This is for you." And never asked for anything in return. He just gave me his dock. And now I have 2. It's fucking dope. So I could put one on my TV in my room, and I could put one on my TV in my living room.
This dude's just flexing. He definitely bought 2 Switches.
No, I didn't. I bought 2 sets of controllers.
The burner Switch and then the real Switch. The one you like mod and just go crazy on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I want to see what this new Switch is about. I want to see the improvements they made. If it's something substantial as to like make the old Switch irrelevant, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I'd be down, especially if they're like, hey, you get some cool games with it too, or like, and also just in general, Nintendo, fix your multiplayer thing, whatever it's called. Like, to me, it's so simple. Just release your yearly, monthly, whatever, and just take it from there. Nintendo to me was always confusing as like how to do multiplayer. Can you do it? Like whatever. Yeah. So just some words of advice. But speaking of things we must improve, we must end the Get Comfy Game Break because that about does it here for the Get Comfy Game Break. And we hope you guys enjoyed. This show goes live every Friday morning. We got the Get Comfy podcast every Sunday morning. And of course, the Get Comfy Lowdown available every Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all major listening platforms like iTunes, Spotify, and of course, the Believe Podcast Network. But you know what? We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.